G'day and welcome to the show. We are about to embark on the second stage of our convoy up the Murray.
We're here with our mates from the Caravan and Camping Industry Association of South Australia in the regional SA town of Menem.
You know, the Murray is a lot like our TV show, Ange.
How's that, Terence?
Well, you never quite know what adventure is around the next bend.
This is true, but I just happen to know that we're going to a very cool pub in Blanche town today. So I want to take you and you to show you
What's up, Down Under?
It's time to see this land of wonder. It's time to go and see what's up down under. Oh, what's up down under?
Last week we began our journey at the mouth of the Murray in Goolwa, took in some historic sites along the way and finished up at Murray Bridge. We get up close and personal with some rough customers, then complete this leg of the journey with a celebration at Blanche Town that's been 100 years in the making. Towing the Kokoda from Adelaide City Caravans, we have John and Margaret Watson and John and Kerry McLean.
Towing the Billabong from Great Southern RV are Brian and Mart Clark and Barry and Marie Martin. And also from Great Southern RV, towing their Universal Explorer are Chris and Barb Wise.
Returning Barossa Valley convoyers in their Supreme Caravan from Dave Benson Caravans, Alan and Pam Galloway.
From Glen Res Camper Trailers, it's Chris Bretag, travelling in his Pioneer camper trailer and ute with rooftop tent.
From Market Direct Camper Trailers, we have David and Donna McLennan with their daughter Jenna, and Adam and Sarah Simons with Connor and Addison.
Rounding out our convoy from the dirt, we have Mike and Anita Pavey with their cavoodle, Mika.
Just a few kilometres down the road from Murray Bridge is the Minato Zoo. The Minato Zoo is Australia's largest open-range zoo. The zoo is renowned for its successful chimpanzee breeding program, so we chatted to one of the experts to find out a bit more about the program.
I'm their senior keeper, so yeah, I work with them every day that I'm here and spend a lot of time with them, that's for sure.
You know their personalities inside out?
I do. They've all got very different personalities, which they show every single day. So yeah, I love working with them. It's a lot of fun.
Is it true that you might have an exclusive for What's Up Down Under today?
We certainly do. So we have not one, but two chimpanzees that are pregnant at the moment. Both due around about September, October this year. So
how exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Can they sense when you're around?
Absolutely. I think they recognise my voice. Even if we come up on days off, they recognise us in plain clothes.
You don't actually get in there with them though, do you?
No, so chimpanzees are incredibly smart, around about as smart as 6-year-old kids. You couple that with about 5 to 8 times the strength of an adult, and yeah, it'd be very dangerous to just walk into their enclosure with them.
Okay, well, we'll avoid that. What do you think? Good idea? Okay, guys, I think it's time to hop on the safari bus. Come on. The safari is a fantastic way to see all the animals Minato has to offer. Tour guide Kay is full of fascinating facts. From the Mongolian wild horse to the American bison, Minato has every corner of the earth covered.
They have 3 stripes, black, white and a shadow stripe. And in a flight and fright situation, as they're a herd animal, the young ones would have to memorise its mother's pattern on its rump. So they won't get lost amongst other herd animals and therefore follows that patterned rump.
A unique job you have here.
Yeah, it's pretty special.
What are they like when you're this up close and personal?
They're really relaxed, docile, easygoing animals. They get excited sometimes, but yeah, generally they're pretty relaxed to work with.
That's surprising, I reckon, because I always think of them as being ferocious, but to be able to actually go up and touch them like that is incredible.
Yeah, they love a pat and a scratch. They're really sensitive to the touch, so even though they've got incredibly thick skin, they can feel every little thing. So you'll see them walking around and they'll be stomping a foot. It's because they've got a little ant crawling up their leg and they're trying to get it off. So.
Is that right? That is fascinating.
Yeah.
And are they endangered?
They're near threatened. So poaching has increased in the last couple of years, which has put them in a pretty bad position. So there's huge efforts around the world going on to make sure that we don't lose these guys for good.
The next stop on our journey is Menem. Menem is a beautiful little town set on the broad reaches of the Lower Murray. Perched smack bang on the bank of the Murray with the best view in town is the Menem Caravan Park, which, as it happens, is where we set up camp for the night.
So guys, this is an amazing place. You're situated right on the banks of the Murray. How do you handle it, Bronnie?
Oh, it is beautiful. I don't see enough of it. I'm always in the office, but it's great for our park guests. It's just lovely.
Bronnie, tell me about the facilities here already.
Well, we have this camp kitchen, which is, we think, pretty special.
It's very special. It's very relaxing.
It is, and we have our pump house, bunkhouse, which is a great setup for groups. We have beautiful sites throughout the park, some with slabs, some on grass, some on mats. We've got 26 cabins that all vary from top of the range deluxe villas.
Did I get a top of the range deluxe
You
villa
did,
with a spa?
the Riverside Spa.
I was very impressed, right overlooking the Murray. Ron, being the guru, as I'm calling you today, you are the guru, aren't you, of caravan parks, what do you think makes a great park?
I guess the making of a good park is in listening to your guests. Listen to what they've got to say about what they'd like to see in a park, and then more importantly acting upon it.
Well, Bronnie, thanks for giving us the special treatment in this beautiful caravan park.
It's been a pleasure.
And Ron,
Been
thank
great.
you for your knowledge. It's really great to hear what makes a great park from the guru himself.
Coming up, we explore everything that Menem has to offer. Nissan, supporting What's Up Down Under and this journey. To see their latest models, visit your local Nissan dealer today or go online and log on to nissan.com.au.
Chris and Barb Wise from Great Southern RV are enjoying their stay in Menem. Earlier, Terry spoke to them about their Universal Explorer.
This thing has got more bells and whistles than every appliance under the sun, hasn't it?
Supposed to be the top of the range
Yes.
in this model in a 19'6".
And the good thing about this road trip is that you'll give this Universal van a really good test too to see if it's up for it, won't you?
Absolutely.
And you'll go back and give the team at Great Southern RV a little bit of a review?
Yeah. The guys at Southern RV were quite honest and they said, look, use the van. It's yours for a week. We'd like an honest appraisal when you come back. You tell us what's good and you tell us what's bad.
It says a lot about an organisation that welcomes that feedback both ways, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
A trip to the Murray isn't complete without a cruise on a paddle steamer, and the PS Marion is one of the last operational steam-driven, wood-fired heritage paddle steamers in the world.
She originally built back in '96, but unfortunately she had to be built into a barge because the guy building it died. She didn't get a steam engine until 1900, and then she became a floating store boat. She was a general store that ran up and down the river. You walked into her, you just walked into a country general store. It's quite a fascinating thing.
What does it take to make this baby move?
We use about 3/4 of a tonne an hour. All the wood is basically windfall and that. We don't cut wood down, don't cut trees down to fire the old girl. I think we've got 14 tonne on at the moment.
People must have a great time and get a little bit of the history of the boat and the Murray while they're out here on the water as well, I would imagine.
Well, I think a lot of people that come on board the boat come on because it's a living museum, this vessel, and we're only the caretakers for the next generation, let's face it. Everybody works on this boat, that prepares the boat and works on it, maintains it. They're all volunteers.
It's amazing, and I reckon if you're out at Menem and you want to get a taste of history and a up close and personal taste of the Murray, getting on the Marion is an absolute must.
Back on land, the history lesson continues at the Menem Dock Museum of River History. The Visitor Centre provides all the brochures and maps needed to make the most of your time in the Murraylands region. We can see where we've actually been. Goolwa, Murray Bridge, Menem, off to Blanche Town.
I'm no expert, but I reckon just to the naked eye that could be about 2,500 kilometres worth of Murray.
Radio, where'd you read it?
Yeah, just there.
Yeah, you are no expert. The museum itself is highly educational and interactive and documents the life of the Murray from its beginnings as an inland seabed to its importance to Aboriginal people through to the coming of white settlement and the river trade period. Inside is a replica of the famous steamboat, the Marianne, which was built in 1853.
Yes, built by gentleman farmer and miller, Mr. William Randall, as you were with him. The Women of the River Country exhibition tells the stories of 19 unique women who played vital roles in shaping the river country, from early pioneers in the 1800s to sporting icons and musicians. The exhibition is on display until December 31st, 2015. This age-old blacksmith craft may be steeped in history, but I reckon anyone can do this.
With wrought iron, you really don't want any flat surfaces.
I'm just thinking just a bit in here. Des, what do you reckon, mate?
Yes.
That's good. Move over, Desmond. I'll show you how it's done. Don't play with it, hit it, he says. Des? Yeah? You reckon you could do something with that?
I think I'll fix it up a bit.
Some jobs are best left to the experts.
So we all go out and buy one of these big patrols for its ability to tow things. But sometimes we forget about the other thing it does really well, and that is the fact that it's a four-wheel drive. It allows you to get in and explore those places that without you wouldn't have been able to go and check out. So all we have to do to get into those spots is press the little magic button in the bottom and you'll get a whole lot further than you could have in two-wheel drives. There's a little bit more you can do to make your life easier if that's not enough to get you to the good spots. Let some air out of your tyres. I know, us Australian males, we're a bit of a dinosaur and we don't like doing it, but let me assure you that if you let a little bit of wind out of your wheels, you will go a whole lot further. If you're letting your ones down on your car, let them down on your Caravan as well. It needs the same footprint to maintain the flotation that we need to get over the sand or gravel or mud or whatever it is that's in our way that day. This travel tip was brought to you by Sunland Caravans, manufacturers of the mighty Patriot Off-Road.
Stick around after the break.
We celebrate the Murray at the Blanchetown Hotel.
Look at these little cuties.
What's Up Down Under is launching its newest competition and you will not want to miss out on this one. Your chance to win this brand new Brumby from Cub Campers. Valued at over $28,000, featuring independent suspension, electric brakes, fridge box, stainless steel kitchen, and a whole lot more. The Brumby camper trailer is Australian designed and made with Australian steel and Australian canvas. I'm feeling Australian. And there's nothing more Australian than a bonus prize drawn each month, so Chemek is throwing in the Chemek RV Media Package, worth more than $1,100. There's even more chances to win. There's a $2,000 Chemek gift voucher and 10 $250 gift vouchers from Discovery Holiday Parks. Now you can enter every day of the competition, so simply log on to whatsupdownunder.com.au and follow the prompts. Subscribe to the What's Up Down Under magazine and receive 100 bonus entries to the competition. So if you're up, about and feeling Aussie like I am, get your entries in now to the Cub Campers competition.
What's Up Down Under and this journey is made possible by the Caravan and Camping Industry Association of South Australia. To help organise your next holiday in South Australia, log on to their website at caravanandcampingsa.com.au.
Glen Res Camper Trailers have been servicing regional South Australians with all their camping needs for the past decade. We're lucky enough to have Chris on board for the convoy with a couple of his great units. Let's go find out a bit more about them. Now, Chris, you know I'm going to want to call you Glenn. How does a man named Chris end up with a business called Glen?
Well, our property's called Glen Res, so we've got a farming property in the southern Flinders near Jamestown.
Very good. So tell us about the couple of units you've brought along with you.
This one's an off-road camper that is made in Melbourne. It's got a kitchen, it's got a water tank, it's got a fridge slide, basically got everything on it. You can put an ensuite, you can close the walls for kids. It's fully optionable as well.
And I saw you set it up in a flash. I think this is my kind of camping.
Yeah, no, it's good to set up. 6 or 7 minutes to set up the main section and 10 for two of you to do the awning.
Moving on from Menem, the convoy first crossed over the Murray via the ferry, then headed north to the Riverside Holiday Park in Blanchetown.
Absolutely loved arriving in Blanchetown, where we were greeted by Louise and Nick, who are the park managers. It's this gorgeous little oasis tucked away in rural South Australia.
It's just a little intimate holiday park, but it has a beautiful feel. Once again, situated on the river and just so relaxing when you get down there. They've got a little hammock.
While Angie got into the swing of things, I had a chat with Louise McNeil, manager of the Blanchetown Riverside Holiday Park. Louise, you have a beautiful park. Tell me why you love it so much.
We only have 17 sites and 11 cabins. So it doesn't matter where you are, everyone can see each other. I can actually speak with everybody in the park and know their names by the end of each weekend, so it's great.
What sort of things are there to do on the Murray if you're staying in the park?
The biggest one is fishing. Everybody loves to fish. Kayaking is a really good one. There's a lot of skiing on the river as well.
Tell us about your amazing amenities and features.
We have a rec room that you can utilise family-wise in the winter or summer. We have en-suites available for caravanners if they'd like to have an en-suite rather than go to the main toilet block. We have a great barbecue area overlooking the river, and that is overlooking the river. It's right there. Everything you need is here for you.
It was a really beautiful spot, and just a stone's throw from the pub, which is always handy.
Built in 1858, the Blanchetown Hotel is steeped in history, and while I perused all the old photos on the wall, Terry propped himself at the bar and got the lowdown from the local publican.
She's an old pub, she's got a fair bit of history.
Yeah, she's the oldest pub in the Riverland in South Australia, built here in 1858. Was originally down on the riverbanks from around 53 to 56. Due to flooding problems, they decided to move it up here and put it on the highest hill in Blanchetown.
I can imagine that would have been a fair task to do back in the day.
Yeah, it would have been for sure, you know. It was all brought up by horse and cart.
The dining room is still the original limestone, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, certainly is. It all is original out there. Nothing's been changed at all.
It is literally the epicentre of the township, isn't it?
Yeah, well, a town without a pub isn't really a town these days. This is the heart of the town, you know. There's not a lot out here at Blanchetown, but all the community come around and support us, and we have events and things like that here, and we just get right into it.
As a publican, you got to know what's happening around town. Is there anything for us to do and see while we're here?
Well, you wouldn't believe today is the 100th anniversary of the lock being built.
The one out here literally in front of you?
Yep, certainly is. 100 years today it was started to be built, and that's lock number 1 here at Blanchetown.
We might send Angie down there to have a look while you and I sit from the deck and have another sherbet.
Yeah, cheers.
Rightio, Ange, over to you.
Wow, what a magnificent old building. So much history. Speaking of history, that's what Terry will be if I don't find him soon. Ha! Nice try, Mr. Rogers.
There you go. Time to run.
After the break, we join in the celebration.
What's up, down under?
Tickets are now available for the Border Caravan and Camping Expo at the WUDU Racecourse. See the latest releases and find outstanding deals all at one location, but only for 3 days. Access your passport to freedom for a chance to win some great prizes. To find out more and book your tickets to the Border Caravan and Camping Expo, log on to borderexpo.com.au. Find some great bargains on everything from camping gear to caravans at the Let's Go Caravan and Camping Super Sale. Starts July 30th at the Adelaide Showgrounds. Find out more by logging on to caravanandcampingsa.com.au and follow the links. Discovery Holiday Park's midweek special means you get 25% off your stay between Sunday and Thursday. This offer is only available to the first 100 bookings that quote the promo code on your screen. Book online at discoveryholidayparks.com.au/WUDU. Lagoon Caravans have been manufacturing custom-built caravans for over 10 years. Their experienced team builds the feeling of comfort and stability in every van to make your travels a dream. To watch a full video on Lagoon Caravans, log on to lagooncaravans.com.au.
This episode is brought to you by Discovery Holiday Parks. To book your next affordable, luxurious holiday, just log on to discoveryholidayparks.com.au.
Yet again, Dave Benson Caravans provide our convoy with another Supreme van. And in this instance, it's the Supreme Classic. Alan, tell us all about it.
Terry, there is more room and comfort inside that van than is desirous of anybody else, and we love it. Got all the bits and pieces, bells and whistles, electric brakes, which are standard, and are accompanied by electric brake controllers in the motor car, all of which would be shown to a client from Dave Benson Caravans.
If you'd like to know more about this van or anything else from Dave Benson, why don't you log on to caravancampingsa.com.au. Back to your magazine, thanks, Pam. Blanchetown Lock was the first of its kind in the Murray River system. It was originally built to provide year-round navigation for commercial cargo boats. However, these days it's mainly used for irrigation and recreational purposes.
We're here to celebrate the centenary of Lock Number 1. The people are having fun, the steamboats are steaming and the band is playing. It doesn't get much better than this.
The Marion was steaming up the Murray to Lock Number 1 where it was going to come into the lock. Some of our convoys got bird's eye view on the banks of the Caravan park watching it roar past, and then we were standing in amongst all the township and the community, the brass band playing. You can't help but get caught up in it.
SA Water have a vast catalogue of photos showcasing the development and the construction of Lock Number 1. And when you look at them, you get a real sense of the scale and magnitude of the undertaking.
One thing that really stands out in the photos is the attire of the day and how dapper the men look. How things have changed, hey? Or do they? Well, the sun is setting on another chapter of our Murray convoy. The trip to date has been incredible, and I would say this is a must-do for every Australian.
I totally agree, Ange. The locations and the attractions that pepper the Murray are something to behold, but it's one thing that I love the most, and it's the people that you meet. We cannot wait to see you again next week when we continue to show you what's up down under.
What's up down under?